I don't know. I'd feel weird giving a dog a beer. I remember in high school, I heard like at a party over at some kid's house, they're feeding their dog beer. I was like, that's fucked up.
I saw that on a movie. I
kinda
think it's
lame.
okay. I think that was in the first Lethal Weapon. I think that's all
I've never
right.
given my dog beer, but
I'm pretty sure Mel Gibson gave his dog beer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's the same thing as like fucking feeding a dog like a fucking hamburger or something.
Right.
Like
I mean, you know,
a full ass like.
he really shouldn't eat people food, but
Yeah.
you know what are we gonna do?
True.
yo, of all the things dogs eat, though, you can't tell me a cheeseburger is on that list of
Fuck
top
no.
10
No,
bad
it's not
shit.
the
Let him
worst
get out.
thing.
He's gonna eat all that
grass,
shit.
they're
Yeah,
eating their own shit and
Yeah.
vomit
and love it.
and love it.
Seem to prefer it.
Give him a fucking McDouble, dude. They probably can't even describe. I bet you a dog can't even process how good a McDouble is.
Right.
Like,
It's probably
what the fuck?
it's probably not even good to them. It's probably like
Yeah, it
us.
might-
If you
No.
eat caviar or something, you're like, I'm not really into
That's
this
true.
shit.
That is true, dude.
I know it's supposed to be a delicacy, but I don't get
Like
it.
I'm not civilized enough to enjoy caviar.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a
yeah,
dog
yeah, right.
isn't civilized enough to enjoy McDouble.
He's like, it's all right. You know, I'll eat it.
Y'all got bacon wrap.
right, exactly. Get some catfish nuggets in this motherfucker.
I feel like dogs know it's too good. So then, I don't know. I feel weird like giving them that information of like, oh shit, I don't have to eat dry ass kibbles and bits every day. There's like
Yeah,
better
because they'll get
food.
finicky and shit. You know,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, yeah.
They're willing to eat anything. But when you think about it, who isn't? Like, if we've never been, exposed to all the great things to eat, if you're hungry enough,
Yeah, I'd probably eat dog food and stuff. Like not
it's-
cat food though.
it all seems gross now. But if you get hungry enough, things it just, you look at it different,
Well, that's what they're talking about. Like
I
when
have to
they
be very hungry.
when they talk about like
Yeah, I'm talking about, like,
Yeah.
I'm willing to bite myself hungry,
Like
Them,
if
like-
COVID just got a little bit worse.
Right.
Hungry.
Nobody can go anywhere. Are we starting?
I mean technically.
I kind of want to get my cigarettes.
Oh, get your cigarettes
Okay.
in, bro.
I feel bad because I was smoking.
Oh, you're good.
It's all good.
I'm ready.
I only lit this to make you jealous.
Right. Basically.
I always get a little offended when dogs when their owner leaves and then they start crying when they're with me. It's like, dude, you're still with me though, bro. Why are you crying?
Cool though too, bro.
Yeah, it's like it's almost they immediately start crying. They don't give it a minute.
I read somewhere that dogs don't understand time.
I believe that.
Meaning, like, I read it like like a dog. If you walked out the room for a minute, right? So to a dog, it's like forever. It's like he's never coming back. Like they can't even understand the concept of "I'll be right back." Like they live completely in the moment.
How do
like,
they know that though? How do they do that study?
Who the fuck knows? I guess you look at. I think it came, if I'm not mistaken, it came from watching how dogs act when their owners leave, like when nobody's around, type shit, and
Yeah.
how long it takes them to abandon the door and shit, like. And how they respond under different situations. I mean, I haven't done a fucking dog study, nigga. Which seems pointless. Are we raising government funds for this shit to do dog studies? And
Yeah, I do wonder why they're
torture puppies for some
yeah,
reason.
and not saying this isn't interesting information, but how is this helping humanity? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a scientist. You fucking, you're a doctor, scientist, man. You did 10, 20 years of school. You're still in school, nigga.
Yeah.
To learn about fucking dog behavior.
It probably helps them understand when they study animals, and I say probably, meaning definitely, helps them understand how we perceive of time.
Of course.
You know what I
They try
mean?
to tie it back to humans, which, I guess. I mean, for that matter, everything could be, in some way, remotely tied back to humans. It just
That's
seems
why
like
we
a
use
long way to
rats,
go.
baby.
Yeah. You with that shit? Animal
What?
research?
Absolutely, dude. What else are we gonna test it on? If we can't test on a rat,
Right,
then,
right.
I mean, like,
fuck a rat.
we
And
gotta
they should
test
be
on
they should
beetles?
be alley rats. Why are we not collecting alley rats? Because they're not sterile. They have not sterile white rats. Is that what it is? Is
Yeah,
racism?
Maybe.
I think if anything, it's good that we test on the. Why do they become white when they're domesticated? That's weird.
I think they breed them that way. I don't think that's just
yeah, it's like albino
yeah
or
yeah.
whatever.
And you cross them together. It's like white people. Nigga, you gotta
Yeah.
fuck other white people in order.
That is true. That's how we make them.
You know, at some point there was a white one. They just kept crossing them. Bam, bam. Now we got these.
Well, goddamn. Live from the studio, I'm Jimmy Selesky.
I'm Eric Glazer. Tonight on the cast, on the couch, we got Dark Mark.
Joyner himself.
Hell yeah.
DMJ.
Founder of Don't Stop Comedy.
Islam.
The current reigning host of Sidebar.
I guess whenever we come
Whenever
back.
it comes back.
Yeah.
It almost came back.
It did. It's
It
not
was
gone
like the
forever,
groundhog.
as far as I know.
It was like about to come out, then it saw its shadow, and then
Listen, the fucking COVID.
4 more months of COVID went back in.
Yeah. well, it'll be around. This shit can't last forever.
yeah, exactly. It'll be
Like forever. If it lasts forever, it's really the beginning of like, you know, the post-apocalypse world type of situation. This is
Definitely.
pre-apocalypse.
Well, what is
it's
Sidebar's
ever
reason
going.
for not coming back? Because, like, every other business is back. Is it a personal thing?
No, from my understanding, he came back and he did a few of the regular punk shows. And he said he had a hard time enforcing the mask. He said just the crowd and the way it was set up and the drinking. And he didn't want to be responsible for, you know.
Yeah, that's tough because, like, it
I
really...
think like the mask mandate came back in effect Monday that Sidebar was about to start up.
Right.
So I think like there's
And
just
he
some
just didn't feel like
conflicts,
he can
you know.
enforce it.
Yeah,
I mean, I
And
still
it's like
run
right
my
next to
shows.
City Hall, so it's like.
I run my shows no mask. Nothing. You can just come in just.
But those are in the county.
No, they're not.
Wink,
They're always
Wink.
in the middle of Baltimore.
wink.
Well, that's the thing that we were talking about before is, like, I play in the city all the time. And if you get out in Fells Point, like, you would not know that there is a mask policy in effect at all.
It depends. And if you're in the hood, you can't tell either. It's just like Walmart and
Yeah,
you know,
it's certain. It's really is certain neighborhoods. Like last
certain
night,
neighborhoods and certain stores.
yeah, I tried to go to a show. John Burkhart, the drummer for my band, was playing with Peach Face last night. It was a Creative Alliance thing at the Patterson Theater in Hollandtown on Eastern Avenue, and they were doing like proof of vax at the door and mandatory mask as well. So like, I mean, but then later that night, I went down to the Horse, and it's like, I mean, you see somebody with a mask in there, you're like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like it's totally different depending on where you go.
So I think it's bar situations where especially when people get an opportunity to drink. How do you regulate that? And I think that's probably what Sidebar was saying. Because once you start to drink, it's like, how the fuck do I drink? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I don't,
You have to put it back on after every sip, or can I chill on it for a second? Or
Oh. Oh no, he wasn't even doing that before the.
No, this is-
yeah, I think his thing.
him on the
just got
couch. Put him on the couch.
His thing got on the cord, so then he started chewing the cord.
I don't want to both be electrocuted. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, keep him on the couch.
All right,
There
now
we
I
go.
have an
we
emotional
go.
support dog. A biting emotional support dog.
Monk's dog Blaze. Blaze started acting up. I should have given him a chew toy.
He was so chill until
was
we said
chill.
action.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I was starting to wonder about, like, you know, the whole come here. You know what we should do?
The first podcast mascot.
Right, he's the worst.
There you go.
He's punished.
There we
now.
go.
Yeah, he'll chill out. I think he's just jealous that we're not paying attention to him.
Right.
I think
Everybody was
so,
playing with
yeah.
him and shit.
He's
started
like,
shooting
come
his
on,
fucking
bro.
cords out.
Yeah.
And then you burst into flames. I'll explain that to my fucking kids.
Yeah.
Dog. Looking around electrical equipment. I had a rabbit die like that who was actually a experiment animal. Yeah,
How'd you get in that? How'd you get that in your possession?
Well, when I was a kid, my mom worked at Johns Hopkins, and I wanted a rabbit really bad, you know. And she came home one day, and she had this huge fucking floppy-eared rabbit. First of all, that wasn't the kind I wanted. I wanted the big ears. But I was like, okay, it's still a fucking rabbit.
I forgot about floppy ear rabbits.
Yeah,
dude.
this big, huge,
Whole different-
dragging the ground fly. I was like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? But then I was like, it's still a rabbit. But the motherfucker was so big, I never really touched him or picked him up. I tried to pick him up. Those back feet kick really hard. I don't know if you know that. And then eventually, he had his own room, and I gave him some lettuce and rabbit food or whatever. And he ate a telephone cord. This was when you still had, you know, a telephone in your house. He ate a piece
Yeah.
of telephone cord, and the nigga just dropped dead the next day.
Jeez.
So I don't know if it was the experiments they did on him at my mom's job or the telephone cord, but that nigga was dead quickly. I was like, fuck rabbits. He was the same size as this dog. That nigga was big as shit.
That's too big for a rabbit. That
Really?
freaks me
Yeah,
out. dude.
huge. It wasn't, I was a kid. I was thinking a little bunny I could cuddle and shit. Now this motherfucker was big.
There's something very
And
scary.
it was a test
He's like a
subject,
hair.
you say.
Yeah, and he's a hair. Right. This nigga was a
hair.
He's
How
a
did it
hair.
get so big?
Nobody wants a pet
It might have been
hair,
something
dude.
they did to it. Yeah, it was like, and I remember trying to pick it up, and he saw us kicking them back feet with them little nails. I was like, I don't want to hold this at all.
He might have been like some half human hybrid that they
Yeah,
were
who the fuck
cloning
they
together
did
at
to that
Hopkins.
It had big floppy human ears for some
Right,
reason.
ew.
The human in him was trying to call somebody to rescue
Right.
him, but the rabbit in him just ate the telephone cord instead. Golly.
They wanted to be freed.
Holy shit. Yeah, there's something creepy about when an animal I'll accept any animal for the size it's supposed to be. When you see an animal that's like a different size than what it should be, like a rabbit that's too big,
Right, it's
that's
weird.
creepy. Or like especially
Why don't they make miniature lions?
I think that's kind of what they were going for with house cats.
House cats? But that had a full lion look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't have the full effect.
Something that looks liony.
Something with a mane.
A mane and
Is
a
what you
thing
want.
on the end of the tail.
Oh yeah, they do. I always forget about the fucking thing at the end of
And
the
the
tail. They have that
that's
too.
What fully makes a lion.
Really?
Not a
Is that
mountain lion.
real or is that in just cartoons?
And
Oh, that's
stuffed
real shit.
animals.
You never been in the
shit.
zoo?
No.
For real?
No, I have.
That's amazing. You should have kept me with that, nigga. That's amazing. That makes you so unique.
That's a great never have I
I've been to a
ever.
couple
Yeah.
zoos, actually.
Been
so.
to a zoo? What the fuck? Were you ever? You
Never
just
have
grown-
I ever.
You were just born 19 years old. That's how you're still 19. You were born 19.
I guess that is. Yeah, once you turn 19, it's tough to go to the zoo because when you're a kid, people just take you to the zoo. At some point, somebody's like, "Yo, we're going to the zoo." You're
Right.
like, "Okay."
And the zoo is fucking dope, yo. But
Oh,
like,
it's the best.
who's
Well,
fucking?
Mid to late 20s, some people start going back for those like beer, whatever.
Yeah,
at
well, if you want to do
zoos.
mushrooms at the zoo is.
That was my idea, dude. I wanted to do acid for the first time at a zoo,
Yeah, that should be great.
but that never
You need a
transpired.
trip sitter though. Who the fuck knows what you might decide to do, nigga? You got a zoo.
I can't imagine I'd try to do anything. If anything,
Monkeys,
I try to do.
the fucking gorillas might start looking like people and shit. You just want to.
Yeah, that's almost. I'm not gonna do anything wild on it. If anything, I do something like unnecessarily unwild. Like I won't even like go to the gorilla exhibit. I'm like, yo, I don't trust them gates.
Right, or right. I'm gonna fuck you up. Or they may just seem kind. They just seem like cool dudes who just want to kick it with you and shit.
Or it might
What's up?
just seem sad. And that's the thing. It's like,
I bet it'd be sad. Or you
Yeah.
might just like
You
chill
can
in
see
the
in their
reptile
eyes.
house.
They're just like, I'm a slave.
yeah,
Get me out of here.
there are like I hear the polar bear exhibit is sad at the zoo.
Oh, here in Baltimore, they're all sad. They're all. This is a
Yeah.
terrible zoo.
I'm pretty sure the polar bear died.
Did he
at the
really?
Baltimore Zoo, yeah. It was really old though. But his exhibit was so sad because it was just like a pit that they painted white like snow.
That's so fucked up.
And there's no way it's cold enough.
No way it's
No
cold.
way.
This thing is
Fucking
from
Baltimore
If
Antarctica.
City.
anything, it's hotter because white is very reflective.
It's bright.
And how do they feed them? Like you got to like they should be just letting a seal in there, right? Like that's they should like that's how you should
Right,
be
they should
feeding
they
a
should
polar
catch
bear.
more than enough seals, and then
Yeah, there should just be a tube from the seal exhibit, and one just gets plucked out every day.
I remember one time I got a friend who's got a bunch of animals like lizards and snakes and cats and shit like that. And she had to get rid of some of the animals. I was like, you should put them all in a pillowcase and shake it up, and whatever comes out alive, that's
That's the animal I want.
that's what you keep. It's a survivor. You get the winner.
Yeah, reptile people kind of bug me out.
It's weird. How do you love that?
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
They don't.
How do you pet that?
They don't
really?
have emotions, and I know people are gonna try to tell me that reptiles do have emotions, but
hard
I
to
don't
tell.
believe it, dude.
Motherfuckers don't even blink.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
blink.
It's
They
just-
don't even have. They're cold. They're literally cold blooded.
Yeah, they're cold blooded. They're looking at you like, how can I eat this huge creature?
That is where the
like,
expression must come from. When somebody says,
Yeah.
"Yo, they're cold blooded," you're basically saying you are like a reptile.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They're feeling your body heat, and they're thinking, damn, this is a lot of food.
Yeah,
How do I
yeah.
fucking shit?
Yeah, there's no. I think that the type of pet somebody owns is a huge. It says a lot about you. You know, they say like the type of shoes somebody wears, which I believe. The
Sure.
type of shoes.
We
the
forget
pet
that our
is.
clothes are how we decorate ourselves.
Yeah,
It's more to just cover your dick it's what you choose to decorate yourself, how you want to show yourself to the world. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. And I feel
It's like
like
you feel different with a goddamn suit on.
you really do, which is kind of why I do like when they enforce dress codes at certain places, because it's like it is. I don't know. They've
act
had
different.
to. Yeah, you act different. You're not getting in a fight in a 3-piece suit.
right.
Like
I
you
mean,
might if you're
you
a
wear them every
secret
day.
agent.
Yeah, if you're a secret agent. Exactly.
If you're a secret agent, you might do
maybe.
most of your fighting in a suit.
Yeah. Or if you wear them every day and you're an angry person, that might happen.
But also, I did think it would be kind of funny to like go to the gym in a 3-piece suit and just start like busting out pull-ups and just see
the full stop.
like just full thing, just like done up to the max, and then just hop in there and start doing like squats and shit.
I mean, why not?
Just rip it open.
I mean, like obviously a cheap suit, but that's
You got to have a good suit.
I mean, but like
A
nobody.
good suit is going to fit you well while you're doing this.
Yeah, a
It's gonna
tailored
stretch
suit.
with
He's
you.
only got one good suit.
Like I want good suit.
After every set, you get up. And,
I can't afford to be taking that to the gym and doing
bought
jumping
this suit.
jacks.
Dude, you got to think about there was a time when sneakers and shit didn't exist. So if a motherfucker wanted to play basketball, you just took off your business suit shirt
Well, I think thankfully
and wore whatever shoes you got. And
basketball was
I think
invented
sandals came
after.
before business shirts.
No, but I don't think anybody was like playing sports and shit in sandals. Like
True.
prior
Well,
to athletic shoes, people
depending
just
on
wore
the
the same
sandals.
shoes.
Some of the like Yeezy shoes,
Mm-hmm.
they're designed after like old shoes.
Mm.
So like one of the old sandals was like it had like cloth over top of it like a shoe.
Oh,
And they could like have it up to your like ankle basically.
early sandals.
Yeah, early sandal like basketball shoes.
It was so easy to invent stuff back in the days, man.
Dude, I think about that shit all the time.
Everything
too.
is
It's like, what you gonna
invented.
invent
All
now?
the simple stuff is stuff you can make like out of wood or
Yeah.
something you could just make
Not
this
whittle something.
Yeah,
You gotta-
that's revolutionary. Like, you know what I mean? Like before the wheel was out, nigga, if you'd have just came up with that shit,
Like
just
somebody-
one day just sitting home, like it's got to be a better way to move shit. I know it is.
Somebody invented
Keep
the
dragging
fork,
shit.
bro. Somebody invented the fork.
Right. Inventing was like, yo, it's gotta be like who the fuck feels like just fixing problems. All the problems are fixed, man. And
Yeah.
if not, we got a fucking computer in our pocket to tell you how to fix it if you don't know.
Yeah, and all the
You-
stuff that's left to be invented is such like stupid, trivial shit. Because like necessity is the mother of invention,
Right.
And we in modern society don't really need for that much.
Nope. Nope.
Like we were probably good, honestly, 100 years ago, like
to
maybe
live,
50 years ago.
to live, but not to get off this planet like we got to. You know, we
True,
got to
true,
get off
true.
this planet because we're
Well,
going to
we
destroy
wouldn't
it.
need to get off of it back then though.
Yeah, if we stuck with that, we wouldn't need to get
We
off
would
of
just
it.
get to chill and contribute to the demise of it.
Well, actually, yeah, if we didn't invent the stuff that started destroying the planet,
we wouldn't need to get the fuck
we
out
wouldn't
of
need to
here.
get out of here.
But now
It's
we
like-
need to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
once we started inventing stuff, then we were like, well, now we got to invent even more. So it's
shit,
kind
so
of
we can get to the
counterintuitive.
level that we can get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. I really believe we came from somewhere else. I do. I think humans get around like that. I think we grow to a certain level and we get the fuck out of there.
So do you what are your thoughts on evolution? Like when you
I think we may have mingled with the native species, but all that missing link and the big jumps between the evolutionary spots and stuff, I think we came from somewhere else. Just think, if we finally made it off of Earth, right? Everybody's not gonna make it.
True.
A few people gonna make it. We find somehow. Let's say it takes us 1,000 years, and by that time it's of this much land. It's like a mile left of dry land left on the earth. The fucking shit, everything is shitty, right? But we've been working on technology. We've been going in space, but we still haven't found a planet. We finally found a planet that we can live on. How many motherfuckers gonna make it? And then from that, how long is it gonna take us to forget? You know what I'm saying? To just completely forget. If fucking 40 fucking people make it to a goddamn planet,
But okay, well,
in a couple hundred years, people won't even know. It'll seem like weird stories and shit. And
Well-
as generations go on, I think we just forget and we got to start over, nigga. You ain't got nothing.
so are you saying that it's that you think it's possible that maybe we did that before, came to Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and then just forgot?
Yup.
How does that happen though? Because obviously
There
the people
aren't
that
enough
make it,
people.
but the people that make it are the people that are gonna. You wouldn't send like I would hope that
Mm-hmm.
humanity is smart enough that we're not going to invent a way to get to Mars, and then forget to send the people that remembered how to get to Mars to
Most
Mars.
of them we will. We're going to send the rich people. We're going to send the rich people and a couple of the people that knew how to fly the fucking spaceship. Come on, let's be real. Who pays for this shit?
Yeah.
Who pays for this? It's going to be, a scientist class, of course, or we wouldn't have even been able to do it, but mostly it's the rich people.
I think, definitely.
And they're useless.
Definitely the people that invented getting to Mars figured it out. They should get a pass.
Of course.
But then it's like,
how many of them will there be? Think about it. How many people are really going to be in there just working on this? As human beings, as we know them, the selfish creatures that we know us to be. How many people just got the money and is like, look, I just need my ticket to get the fuck off of this motherfucker. Meanwhile, I'm selling whatever the current drug is or doing whatever it takes to get this motherfucking paper or contributing or continuing to destroy this motherfucker, but I need out.
How much do you think a ticket to Mars would be in today's dollars? Because I think if I knew that we
don't
had
have
to
what
get
it
out.
takes. If you consider inflation, how long do you think it will take us to be able to get out of here? Not even to find another planet, but to be able to freely move in and out through space. How long? And can we even make it here that long?
Well, here's the thing. It depends on technology's progression versus how quickly the Earth is going down. Now, I am not in the belief that the Earth is going to be underwater in 100 years, as some people say. I don't
think completely. You don't think it'll get
like shrink? I don't think that the planet's going to be uninhabitable.
It's gonna get a little wet.
It's like I definitely do believe there is climate change for sure, but I think that the horror stories of if we don't do something tomorrow, then we're gonna be in spacesuits by 2080. I don't necessarily know if I believe that. I don't have any scientific data to argue it. I just don't. When I think of it, it's like I don't know. I feel like humanity is gonna destroy itself before we get to the point that Earth destroys us. The way that technology is going, and even
some sort of war or
some
famine or disease or something like that.
I don't really know how much longer. I mean, well, we're already seeing the pandemic thing happen, and then more so than that, we're seeing the aftermath of the pandemic. And it's like,
as it's progressing and mutate, what might it mutate into?
Well, yeah, there's that, and there's also the level at which technology is progressing. That I would say it's probably more likely that there's going to be some gigantic, either famine or massive war of some sort or something like that.
That would greatly reduce us.
Yeah, that would happen. I mean, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a critical mass. The more and more countries have access to the ability to fucking blow each other up, it's and not even that, but it's in this day and age, it's not even about guns and steel when you're fighting a war. It's about fucking destroying people's economies. It's about fucking taking out entire cyber networks and shit like that.
Exactly.
I mean, and that stuff is I think that is more close on the horizon than us needing to leave planet Earth because it's fucking, radioactive or something. You know what I mean? I think that's a more imminent threat, I would say.
But consider this. Let's say there's a nuclear war. That will once again contribute to not the destruction of the Earth, because we know the Earth is a planet that'll be fine, but our demise, and also contribute to our need once again to get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
But I'm saying, all things considered, let's say we stay in this Mexican standoff that the world is in and has been forever, as long as anybody had a nuke. All right, let's say that lasts. How long would you say before humans could have developed the possibility to space travel, to even start looking at planets?
Well,
to freely move through space. How far? You understand
so
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So that's kind of what Elon Musk was trying to do when I think, who was it that just tried to go to the moon and back? Was that Bezos?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, and so what they're trying to do, the reason why space travel is so expensive is because it's a one-way trip. You know what I mean? So you have to basically you can only use a rocket once. You don't reuse a rocket. You send it to the moon and then you fucking do whatever you got to do to get back, and that's it. And it's how expensive would flying to Los Angeles be if you could only take the plane one way?
Well, the key is is abandoning rockets altogether and using alternative sources of energy, like whatever the fuck is controlling those UFOs, and they talk about using that energy in the space in between us.
Yeah, dark matter and shit.
Yeah, that's where it lies. But anyway, I'm saying, give me a number, man. How long do you think we could get in this fucking spaceship, nigga?
All right. So we just did the experiment.
You don't feel like 100 years is enough? 200, 300, 1,000?
100 years? 100 years? I bet you easily within 100 years, we'd be able to get to the moon and back like we're going to Los Angeles.
Yeah. That's not a big
Easily.
deal.
Now,
yeah, I can see that
Mars
in
is a
100
different
years.
thing. And then it also
Now,
depends on...
now, also, what I'm talking about, trust me, I understand what
You're
I'm
talking
not
about like Star Trek shit.
close. The beginnings of that.
Okay.
Out of our solar system, maybe even to the edges of our galaxy, which is nothing in the scope of everything, but fucking enormous to us. That type of shit where we can look and be like, oh, that planet sucks. That type of shit.
Well, the only way that is possible is if we discover how to travel interdimensionally.
Much faster. Just much faster.
Well, okay, but think about it. Like, how many... Can somebody Google this? Maybe I'll Google it. How many light years wide is the Milky Way galaxy?
Oh, ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And a
It
light
doesn't
year...
even matter.
A light year
I know
means it takes
the
you...
sun is 93 million miles away.
Okay, so it takes... Okay, so
and that's the sun.
It takes light 8.5 minutes to get to Earth.
Dude, but we talking about the principles we understand.
Yes.
Like I said, we have to learn to move faster. You're saying interdimensionally, but I believe it's a way to move almost instantly. They show with them UFOs and shit that nobody wants to fucking talk about. That the motherfuckers moving away that we can't even understand. There's a lot of energy in the space between you and me that we can't fucking see. That you can.
I guess that's what I
move
mean when I
across.
say interdimensionally.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So to develop that type of shit, that's the only way.
Yeah.
There's no rocket that's gonna fucking take us, across the fucking galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you put in. We don't have anything that we know about right now, or we do it.
Well, I guess what I'm referring to is like, like
travel.
like a wormhole or something like that. So like,
You think
basically,
that's what's necessary
let's
to make it
say
happen?
from this side of this piece of paper to this side of this paper is a light year away, But so trying to and first of all, it's nothing with mass can travel at the speed of light. You just can't do it. But however, if you could somehow find another dimensional way, like through the curves of space-time, to go this distance, like through a dimension, like we exist on this plane, we exist on this dimension, but if we could travel interdimensionally, then we could get to some place across the universe without having to travel that same distance. You know what I mean? I can't imagine any other possible way to do it. And I think that when we talk about those UFOs, which, are they UFO? Well, they're certainly UFOs. They are unidentified
Right,
flying
right.
objects. Now, are they extraterrestrial? Are they from... I would hope so, because that'd be sick. And we need something. I think that would be cool, and I hope that is the case. But whatever technology they're using or whatever principles of physics they're using are not even within the bounds of something that we even know and understand yet.
That's what I mean.
There's something we haven't accessed yet.
How long will it take us to start fucking with that type of shit? We got to move faster. No matter how you put it, how long will it take us to move faster? We'll crack the codes. Humans are fucking amazing. Everything we're doing now 1,000 years ago is magic.
Yeah.
Everything. Every device we have, every little talking, all this shit is magic to back then. We got all kind of magical devices and, you know what I'm saying? The same, we might as well have a fucking wand.
Okay. How
You
about
understand
this?
what I'm saying?
Within 50 years, we're getting to the moon and back, like going to LA and back.
You think 50?
Yes. Yes, dude, we just did the first experiment
Quickly?
like last month. You think it's going to take 50 more years for them to get that shit right?
Things can't move fast. I would have said 100 for that, just for that type of stuff. 50?
Nah, I bet you a ticket to the moon will be like $10,000 by the time our lifetime is over.
That's crazy.
I bet you could just do it.
I'm going.
But like when we're 90, yeah, of course. Like
if
if
I'm that old, I know I got 10,000 sitting.
Yeah.
I'll have it.
if you get 10, like, you know what I'm saying?
And you mad old anyway. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'll die
Matter of fact,
there.
leave
I don't
me out
care.
there. Yeah.
fuck it.
How awesome is that?
Yeah. Died on the moon. I am the man on the moon, baby.
You hear Mark died? Oh my god, he looked great. What happened? Yeah, he died on the moon.
Frozen. Fuck that.
Frozen.
But yeah, I just often wonder about that. Like, if we could progress without killing ourselves, what would 1,000 years from now look like?
I cannot imagine that. I can't even see humans existing in any way that we know of right now in 1,000 years. There's just no way.
The way we're going, it just can't happen.
Dude, we're
There
already.
won't be cities. You don't think in 1,000 years there's any way we could have grown and
We are going to be completely immersed in a global. We talked about this kind of last time. We are going to be completely immersed in a global kind of consciousness type of connectivity through like.
That's happening now.
That's happening now. And in 1,000 years, come on, bro. You think there's going to be acoustic humans walking around? I don't fucking think so, bro.
Everybody's plugged in, nigga.
That's not happening,
It's
bro.
not even right.
You know?
Because we can't even fathom the things that are coming. Mm-hmm. You know? Prior to a cell phone, we couldn't have imagined how that small device would change our life in such a way.
Mm-hmm. And all it takes is one breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could say 100 years, but if somebody made a discovery 10 years from now,
it could skip.
We could be on Mars in
skip a
20
bunch
years.
of
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? So it's like, it really depends
Shit,
on.
if tomorrow a motherfucker figured out how to move like that, everything would be different.
Yeah.
Immediately. That's insane. Like, we
Yeah.
discovered this so-and-so atom that, moves this way and does that. And all we got to do is build this, that, and the, you know what I mean? Just add this to the things we've already been working on.
Do you think we'll figure it out first, or do you think like another intelligence will give it to
drop
us?
it on us.
Yeah.
A little piece of me feels like a lot of our stuff has been, kind of dropped on us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all doing good. Here, take a, yeah.
Do you
Because the
think, like,
last 100 years or so, we've moved faster than ever before. Motherfuckers rode horse and carriage for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
That was just the way to roll.
Yeah, it's like how different, like,
To spaceships?
think about how different life is just from right now to the 70s, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And think about how drastically different that is versus like how different life was but 1600 to 1650. And better yet,
Which in the scope of things, that's nothing.
50 AD to 100 AD, it was like probably like we're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're listening to the same music.
Right. Oh, you mean how they were rolling all the way up into
Like the
fairly
technology,
recently.
the amount we've progressed in 50 years most recently to how much 50 years meant 1,000 or 2,000 years ago.
Yeah,
It's not
nothing.
even close. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
So 50 years from now to 2071 is going to be like nothing we've ever seen. That's why I do have confidence that like by the time we're dying, we're going to be sitting there like, yo, what the fuck? Like, seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
for
things
sure.
that didn't even seem possible. Like first of all, we're due for another massive scientific breakthrough. You know, like Einstein had that shit in the 30s with theory of relativity, which changed everything. And it really made us able to do so much shit because we understood how the universe works.
What do you think the next thing is going to hit as hard as the internet? Like cars. You know what I'm saying? Cars, the internet. Some shit just hits hard. Like this shit came out, everything's
Yeah.
different.
I think the next humongous development is that that real life is going to be that virtual reality is going to become indecipherable from real life.
Wow.
I think that.
Well, you can literally plug in.
Yeah. I think that's
And
what's going to
get
happen.
away.
Yeah.
Go on a full vacation, they go no fucking way.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You
That
know,
is actually kind of dope.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
I feel like
you just get the fucking
that shit
cake or something.
combined with like not holograms, but like basically like everything is like you have your glasses or contacts in with the
Right, but
computer.
you can feel
in
it. You're walking around. You can feel the breeze.
Well, like,
you can visit other people there.
We
in their
would
house
be
with
in the
their shit.
studio and we could just like change the color of that wall.
Right, because
And like
yeah,
put fucking, dope shit on the walls that we don't actually own, but it's
Right.
in our view
yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
yeah.
Like shit like
And
that.
at that point, real life becomes obsolete.
Right, you don't even want to come out.
Yeah.
You come out, it's
Yeah.
a bunch of bullshit. You're like, I'm going back in my tank or whatever.
Exactly.
however you hook
Well, that's what I'm
yourself up.
saying. And that 200 years. 200 years.
You think that long? Maybe. I think it's beginning now. Shit, with VR, it's beginning now. But to be tactile and be able to touch it and feel stuff in the breeze, and you could be on the beach. Yeah, I'll give it a couple hundred years.
All right. Well, here's gonna be the big
I don't
jump.
know. I think that shit maybe 50 years.
You think so?
Yeah.
When we
Not
can,
not to the point where it's like I don't know. I feel like it'd be
Some
like the
shit that can
beginning
trick
of
you.
that shit.
Some shit that
Yeah.
can trick you.
Yeah.
Well, you feel like you went
'Cause
to
you already-
spring break or
Have
whatever
you,
the fuck. and
have you
you're like, yo,
done the VR shit at all? Like,
I bought my son one. I never put it in my head.
so like if you just do one of like the demos where you're on like a roller coaster, you're
That's the
like
one I really
you
wanna
like
do,
jump
so.
off of like a cliff or something, you get the feeling in your stomach that like that shit's actually happening. So
Wow.
like there is some shit where
But
it's
that's
like
just a drop.
yeah.
What about all the other nuances to I mean, over time as people.
Yeah, I mean the porn's cool. You
The
just kinda
porn.
like
So in the porn, like if you look at porn like that, you can like see the room.
yeah, you
and
can
just
like literally
whatever.
look around and shit. Yeah,
That's kind of
It's
Yeah, but there's
fucking
gonna be a point when you can
silly.
actually like feel it,
feels like you fucking some.
and at
broad.
that point, I mean,
right? Yeah, at that point, it's
that's
like,
how they're gonna get me.
You're
They're
like,
not
why
gonna
am
get
I
me with
even
like,
dealing with this
oh, I can make my
bullshit?
wall
Yeah.
purple now. Fuck that. All right, yeah, I
Right,
can make
right,
my wall
right.
purple. It takes a slightly longer
Right.
to
Let's
do it.
change this bitch's titties in the middle of fucking. Like I need.
Yeah. That's what remember when like Blu-ray came out? Like
Yeah.
there's like another thing that came out called HD DVD.
I never really got with it, but I remember them talking about it.
So like the reason Blu-ray is around now and HD DVD isn't is because Blu-ray was the first ones to like put porn in like 4K.
Oh,
On
so we
DVD.
just caught on to it.
So people are like,
Yeah.
so everyone had a
more
Blu-ray.
likely, to have a porn stash
So I'm
and a
saying-
regular video stash. Like, what the fuck? I just,
Once they get Jimmy, that's when like the technology is gonna take off.
Yeah. Well, I
And
kind
you've
of,
tried before. You've tried to get an automatic sucker.
I did.
well, automatic sucker. What do you
I
mean?
did buy a blowjob machine once.
and then watch porn at the same time.
Nah,
VR porn.
it wasn't worth it, really. I mean, I've never done VR porn. But like, good old fashioned porn, is good for me. It works for me. But I just, I figured I'd get the thing, and it really wasn't. I mean, the blowjob machine technology is not where it needs to be. I don't think we have
That's
enough.
what need to be working on.
I don't think we have nearly enough
Fuck all that
scientists
space and shit.
in the automatic blowjob. I mean, if you think about it, sex dolls could be way better than they are.
Honestly, you'd think scientists would be working
Motherfucker,
on
I
those
saw some
first.
shit
You
online.
think so? You think
right,
so?
right. All those fucking nerds, they need to. But no, I saw a fucking crazy sex doll on Facebook or some crazy shit.
on the Facebook market.
No, not no more. Shut the fuck up, nigga. But like how people show like a random video. Hey, look at this. Like real. Like I gonna say it looked like a girl, but way too
She was
realistic.
like 3 blocks away. You'd be like, huh? There's a
If she
lady
was
down
sitting
there.
down, looking in the opposite direction, like the skin and the thighs and shit, it looked fucking
Weird.
crazy. Like really, really, really weird. I heard it was like real expensive or some shit like that.
Oh, I bet.
In Japan, you know.
Well, you can kind of see, and this
I bet
might.
they're like made to order too.
I bet.
right.
It's like a
Because if it's that
like
expensive,
a tailored
you know,
suit
you
at that point.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I want exactly what I want. Matter of fact, give me 2 of them. I need it.
They take your dick measurements to make sure,
Make sure it
like,
fits
yeah.
perfectly.
just to get like real out
Shit
there,
like
but
your
not
dick
really
is
that not really that out there. But you can kind of already see how like even in the past year, like I could easily see how humans could gradually begin to believe that like simply existing in the outside world is like a dangerous thing. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
it's
because
like
we think everything is dangerous now.
yeah, like especially like with the COVID stuff, it is crazy. Like we were talking about earlier, like it is crazy that like you could go to certain parts of the city where like the pandemic is over, and then other parts of the city where it's still going strong as ever. You know what I mean? And I can see how like I don't necessarily know if there's ever going to be a point when it goes back to normal, and so I think that has been permanently imprinted on us that like we are that much more cautious of just existing out in the world. You know what I mean? And I think that how easily and how quickly that happened, that could easily be taken to a more extreme thing. Where and also so you have human beings becoming more and more fearful of the outside world in general. Like doing things that we would have never imagined doing 2 years ago. Like things that seemed perfectly normal 2 years ago, walking into a store without a mask, or now that
Right.
seems crazy now. You know, whereas if you walked into a gas station with a fucking bandana around your face in 2019,
That seemed crazy.
that
nigga.
seemed
You fuck
crazy.
around, get
Like,
shot.
yo, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing? But now it's completely flipped, you know? And also, as to get a more philosophical tip here, like as we've become, I'll put it in the words of Instagram, as we stray further and further from God, in that as we start to pursue more like hedonism, like we start to pursue more bodily pleasures and
you just wanna
instant
feel good,
gratification,
yeah.
things like that, we lose touch with the higher like principles that make life worth living, you know, as opposed to pursuing like love in a relationship. You see how
Instant gratification. You just want to bust it
exactly. So as we have less of a demand in society for the real things that make life worth living, it as a and in its stead we just put instant gratification, immediate pleasure, things like that. If we can make those things accessible in a virtual realm, and we also have a culture globally where existing in real life is actually dangerous. Like you could die, you could get in a car accident, you could fucking catch a disease and blah, blah, blah. Everything points in that direction of people starting to become more and more and more and more to themselves and more in their own little world. You know what
VR
I mean?
is the next thing. And actually, when as we talk about porn and all that, and when you make those points, consider the fact of social gatherings.
Yeah.
Through that, if we can all put on our fucking headsets and chill on the couch, but still go out, we still do the podcast. Meet me up there, and I just virtually do the shit.
Yeah.
I'm outside. What's up? And then we come here and can still. So, like you said, when people are afraid to get together, but here's this other alternative that's probably even cooler.
Yeah.
Than getting up and driving and going all over there when I can just put on the things and I'm at the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, and part of me is like, you know, you'd like to believe that, like, if that is the next step in evolution, you know, like I've been watching The Matrix. I watched The Matrix like 2 months ago.
My favorite movie. You got to watch it every now and then.
And yeah, you got to, that is a grounding experience.
Yes.
Every now and then you got to watch The Matrix just to remind yourself, like, yo, this
shit
movie was
ain't
made
real,
in the 90s, but like,
shit ain't real, man.
there's so many things about it. Like, you know, like they had that one quote in there, like when Neo was talking to the like not the Mandalorian, whatever the fuck thing it is, like the fucking programmer chick, and she was
the Oracle.
yeah, the Oracle, and he was like, you know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I thought you were gonna tell me what I'm supposed to do. She's like, oh, you've already made the choice. You're just here to understand why you did it.
Right.
I thought that was very profound in that this like it's already happened. We're just experiencing it, you know, and which is probably why they're trying, like we were talking about earlier, trying to understand how dogs perceive time, to understand that humans really, you know, we have a shared concept and agreement on how time works because we all experience it in the same way relatively. But are we really experiencing time the way it happens? Because in the realm of physics, time doesn't exist. Time is merely like if you're trapped, for instance, if you're traveling.
Shit, do we experience anything to say? Do you look the same to me as you look to you?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We only have like a shared, like, you know, I could look at that thing and be like, that's brown. And you would say that's brown too, but who knows what
How
I'm
I
seeing
perceive
exactly.
brown. Yeah, your brown could look like green to me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which would be weird.
And there's no way to prove that.
That's something you can't prove, you know?
That's insane.
But like, you know, when you go back to The Matrix and you see how like the humans are basically like batteries, they're plugged in to this virtual reality, and the only and you saw that kind of mirrored in Black Mirror, where, you know, every human being's their only job is just to get up and go on that fucking thing and like power cycle, and
because that's what it will become once we're completely reliant on the machines.
Yes.
You just gotta power. It's like cocaine. You sniff cocaine to work harder to get more cocaine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we become, I mean, if you think about it, that is kind of how the earth works. Like, I think it's fascinating personally that when you really think about it, the only way that life can perpetuate is by consuming other life. Like, in order for you to, if you eat something, that thing has to be a living thing.
Yeah.
In some level, like a vegetable, a plant, another animal, anything you eat that has calories that gives your body energy.
Lived.
Exactly. It has to have lived. So that is a principle of nature, that nature can only,
Right.
you know,
not
life,
only for us.
Yes.
But for,
life needs to consume life to go on. So if the next stage of life,
although there are single cell organisms that eat rocks and shit, but I was looking at that at a documentary.
yeah, well, there's also, you know, plants. They have they
some life
photosynthesize.
seasoning on those rocks that they're eating.
These are some of the earliest single cell organisms.
Yeah.
And they try to, you know, this is once in the beginning trying to explain. Anyway, that's
maybe that's the energy source. You know, we keep on talking about like using fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? That's dead
stuff. Yeah.
animals from dead plant matters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and we're using that as energy. We get to the point where we can plug into a virtual realm and then use our own bodies, our own physical vessels, to become the source of energy to power this virtual reality. I see that happening more likely than us all getting a ticket to Mars. Or maybe, you know, maybe we take the ticket to Mars first and we wind up doing it on there. Either way, I see that being the next stage of human evolution.
But look, even if we get heavily into VR, all that is going to cause a whole bunch of new environmental problems. You know, it's going to be some sort of element that they need to mine heavily in order to keep everybody fucking connected, and then all the extra energy and and the lack of productivity of people just plugged in. There's going to be a bunch of other trickle down effect.
Well, that goes into
something like that.
Well, that goes into the like when people say like, are we already existing in a simulation? You know, which is pretty much what the Matrix is exploring. That like
Right.
simulation theory is that like if we all join into a shared virtual realm, then exactly like you said, the same issues are going to happen in there. Like, who's controlling the virtual realm?
Right.
You know, do we all have the same amount of power in that realm as we do anywhere else? You know what I mean?
Right.
So who's to say we're not already there? I guess is what I'm getting at. You know,
Because we can't change the walls blue and shit. Yeah. But who says we can't?
but that's
I mean, we
getting
can.
at there. Whatever, dude.
It's better than the wires.
Let me put the fucking box over there.
Right.
There we go.
Smell them Miller Lights, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking knit that back together tomorrow.
This is some bullshit.
Just shape it up, you know.
Yeah. It looks like him now, my fucking carpet.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I mean, we say that like, oh, you can't change the walls and things like that, but also dreams are a weird thing because like when you die in a dream, you wake up, you know, because our mind isn't capable of imagining, like it's not even conceivable to the human mind to process what life would be after we lose our sense of self.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in that way, you die in a dream, you wake up, we can't conceive it, you know?
What if that's what really happens when you die? You wake up to whatever real reality is. And you haven't even lived yet.
Well, I would say that probably leans most in the direction of what I think is going on. You know, like I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I find it interesting that when you are, hey, put him on the couch, dude. Put him on the couch. He's fine. I know you don't want him in the habit of being on the couch, but he's hypoallergenic.
For right now, it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's means to an end. But when you're talking to someone else in a dream, you are really just talking to yourself. You
Right.
know, it's
Sure.
like if you have a dream where it's me and you sitting in the
all you.
studio,
So it's
yeah,
all you.
it's you
You're
talking.
imagining I imagine what Jimmy might say.
Exactly. Exactly. And it seems real. It's just as real as any other experience you have. And then you wake up and you realize, holy shit, I just imagined that entire universe in my mind. Everything around me, everyone around me was all in my head. You wake up, but it's crazy that your mind has the ability to convince you of this illusion while you're unconscious. And so you then take it a step further. And it's like, well, what's to say that my mind isn't doing that right now? What's to say that we are not all the same consciousness, for instance, communicating to each other through different vessels, all perceiving ourselves as ourselves, not realizing that the same thing that's speaking through me is the same thing that's speaking through you to itself.
Right.
That like basically, I guess it's like what people call God. What
Right.
people call God is as the dreamer. That God is dreaming a dream, right? Mm-hmm. And that does this make any sense to you?
Yeah. Like, you're saying that we may be part of someone else's imagination.
Yeah.
Jimmy's saying that life is a multiplayer dream.
Of God.
Of God.
We're on God's server.
That like I don't so like, you know, I don't necessarily believe that I exist as Jimmy Selesky after I die. I don't think that like
You don't. That's the sad thing about dying. It's not that, you know.
maybe that's the sad
saying
thing about
everything's
living
over.
though.
You think
You know?
so?
Well,
I like Mark. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I don't want to give up Mark. I like Mark.
True.
That's the only thing. Like all this shit's got to go away. Everything that happened.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I guess like you know, some people try to like, you know, pursue like you know, comedy or art or like music or
Something that'll
anything
keep you
like
going.
that. Yeah, to be like, okay, I can at least leave like an imprint of like me at that time that people can like look at or something. That's kind of cool to think about. But that's the same
Yeah,
thing as like a
definitely.
photo album or something for your family, or yeah.
But it still sucks that one day nobody will remember you. Unless you're like Caesar or fucking King Tut or somebody.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Nobody.
that's
A lot of really dope people have lived that nobody remembers at all.
well, maybe that is the when I say that maybe living is the part that's sad, and not that life is sad, but that your sense of like having an ego is what this like when they talk about in Buddhism, like life is suffering. That when you're alive, you're constantly trying to satiate these desires you have for either self-validation,
Always
or-
wanting.
Yes, you're always wanting because you have this sense that it's about you. You know, and that's what the ego really comes down to. At the end of the day, we all experience ourselves as the center of the universe, even though it seems very egotistical to say so. But I've only ever experienced the world as me. Everything that happens on the planet is in the context of me to me, just like it's in the context of you
Right.
to you. So it's impossible to step out of that. It's like, you know, if you were talking to like a fucking red blood cell or a white blood cell in your immune system that might have its own sense of self and
course.
think like, well, my job is to go out and fucking kill this bacteria or virus or something like
I
that.
was born for this.
And it might have no idea that it is part of this bigger thing
It's
that is
interesting
you.
you would say that. That's why I feel that we are to God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I don't think God cares about what happens to terrible things happen to individual people. You don't give a fuck what happens to every cell in your body. You care that your fucking body
Yeah.
functions as one.
Yeah, because there's
We're
a bigger
basically
picture.
the Matrix.
Yeah.
And so for the white blood cell, life would end at the time that white blood cell dies
Right.
because it has no concept
Of the
that
bigger picture.
of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so maybe that's what happens when you die. Or maybe it's just the same thing that happened before you were alive. Just nothing. You know? That
And we're not as important as we think.
well, yeah, we're definitely not as important as we think.
Clearly
for sure.
we're not. Because it
Even the most important person in the world.
means nothing.
Like think about the
In the
most
scheme of everything.
the most important person in the world, if humanity destroys itself, didn't matter.
Nope.
Nobody remembers. Jesus Christ. If we all die, who's going to be there to remember Jesus?
Right.
And so what was the point? You know? So as you go through life and you try to figure out from your own perspective, one of 7 billion people, and that's not even including every single animal, tree, plant, whatever, and that's not even including all the other fucking planets that have the same amount of shit somewhere else in the fucking universe that we don't know. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Let me hold this dog. Can I hold this dog?
You most certainly can. I would love if you held the dog.
Good.
There you go.
The blazer.
Fucking dog, dude.
I feel like somebody's going to say we did something bad to the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going nowhere near that dog. It's gonna cancel you guys.
Oh, yeah, I'm
in
getting
5
canceled for
years.
sure. dude.
Right.
Definitely getting
Something about
canceled.
the way you were holding them.
Some people do hold dogs and do and like very cancelable ways. You know, sometimes you
Right,
see
yeah,
a
yeah.
person pet a dog. I'm like, yo,
look,
you should be canceled. For that.
Yeah.
That didn't look
you really
consensual to
should.
me.
Right.
feel
Oh,
like-
you mean like that? Oh.
Yeah. I feel like old people, like, since they can't hit their kids anymore, like they just like beat dogs
just
and they
pop a
call
dog.
it petting.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
definitely
do
would-
the smack very hard on the
Oh,
dog.
okay, yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like
just in
that's not
general.
really a pet.
Come on, Blazer. Chill out. I'm going to watch one of those dog shows with the little Puerto Rican man. Talk
Caesar
shit.
Milan.
Yeah. Maybe you can tell me what to do.
He's just got that puppy energy still.
Right.
He's just
He's never been out this late. He doesn't know what's going on. His first time rolling with me.
yeah.
How are you going to be my road dog?
He's got to learn, man.
Yeah, you got to learn, man. Fucking,
For being 8 months old, he does look like he has like a full beard already.
yeah,
It's
he's
funny.
He's a grown
He's
man.
a grown puppy. What led up to getting the puppy? said 8 months old. So what? That was January. You got it.
Yeah. Oh well, girl wanted a dog. He just wanted a dog. It's like, all right, whatever. I don't personally like him. I don't fuck with this nigga at all. He's all right.
Yo, he's got full on boner right now. Though.
He's okay.
Oh God.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to blur that in the video.
Now that is cancelable.
Yeah, this dog dick out.
Yeah.
Right, that's cancelable.
That'll just be the
If you
thumbnail
show-
and be like, damn, Mark has a very dog-like penis.
Just be like, this is my head, dog dick out.
It is weird that we're the only animal that doesn't have like a fucking pink dick.
A fucking connected dick. I also wouldn't want my dick connected to my belly. That's gotta be. That's what he's so mad about.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it kind of is connected to your belly, isn't it?
No, it ain't. I don't know what's up with you, nigga. My dick is free.
You gotta clean a little bit better in the shower, Jimmy.
My dick is free, nigga.
I think that we just distinguish the dick region as separate from the belly, but if you really get down to it, that's your belly down there.
It's the end of the belly, nigga. It's over at that. Look, look. You're getting really excited. Thank you so much. Look, come on. Just try to chill out.
I think he's just not getting attention anymore, so he's
Just try
throwing
to
a little
chill out.
tantrum.
You on the ground now.
But that's just puppy stuff.
You can chew on this. Look, there you go. So should I bring? I don't know. Y'all tell me. What should I bring? I don't know. A dog toy? Like if I'm gonna have a dog with me, does he need a fucking fake bone or something to fuck with all the time?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think fake bones.
Stick
Is the
Maybe
thing.
one of those those rubber
Yeah, something
things you
like-
put like peanut butter in it or something.
All right, maybe I'll take him to Petco and find him something. This is our first time really like just hanging out. I've had him with me, but mostly in a car.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that thing while you're driving, dude.
He's chill because it's still new to him. I guess as he
Yeah.
gets comfortable, he might be an ass. But right now, he's just he's kind of shook. I mean, he's just
He
Well, you
is
probably
shook.
can't understand what it feels like to be like moving, but
moving,
not
but not moving. Right,
Yeah.
it's fucking with his head. He's like, what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck is going on? No, was dog in the car is cool. Try to put a cat in the car.
Can't open the
You
windows.
wish you never did it. You wish you never fucking did it. Nigga, cat is everywhere at once. It's just nails flying around your car, just nails and teeth. For real, man. I tried to do that and just take the cat without a cage and just throw
Like
him in the
vet
car.
or something.
Yeah, because I was like, if he fits, why do I need a
I've
fucking
done this with a
cage?
dog before.
Dude, worst decision I ever made. I never got scratched so many times.
I guess that makes sense. I've never had a cat, but whenever I'd be at the vet for my dog, like every cat owner came in with a cage.
You have to.
That's insane.
You have to. You put a house cat in a motherfucking car, he's gonna go crazy. Just insane, just fucking you up. Just every bump, everything he's gonna latch onto you. You're gonna be scared as shit.
Well, cats aren't nearly as domesticated as dogs, which
Right,
is
it's
why.
a killer in your house.
Yeah,
It's a little killer.
and they really only fuck with you.
Yeah,
Like-
they don't fuck with nobody else.
That's the thing that I don't really
And
like
they
about.
barely fuck with you.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm not a big fan about cats is like, even with dogs that don't fuck with anybody else but other like their fucking owners, it's like, what's the point of this pet, dude?
Right.
You just have a fucking hater in your house at all times.
Yeah,
Like this dog is nice. Like you're doing a good job by socializing him, you know.
I'm trying to. He just looks very social, snapping at motherfuckers, biting. Lucky he ain't got no jaw strength.
He's got really, really white teeth though.
Cause he's new. He's a new dog.
Yeah, they're like baby teeth.
Look how fucking white them teeth are. Holy shit.
I bet those are his like adult teeth.
Those are like
now, right?
veneers,
Probably
dude.
his
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
He's got veneers, bro.
Got perfect white dog teeth. You hear that? You're getting the compliments, you ass. Is it dog abuse if you cuss him out? Like, just, you motherfucking
He
piece
can't
of shit.
understand it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, but I bet
And as
someone
long
would
as you
be
don't
mad.
say it in like a mean tone, you're
Why
like,
not?
"Oh, you fucking asshole."
Right.
But you can't be like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit."
Like if I fed him every day, I walked him and I brushed him and groomed him and he's got his shots.
Yeah.
But I just cuss him the fuck out. Motherfucker. It's emotionally.
Yeah, I think that says more about if you're like really laying into a dog, like taking cheap
I'm
shots.
about to do.
yeah.
You little ass, short ass bitch. You fat fuck. Like just insults that you can't even. He can't like because dogs can process like, sir. You know they can process that you're mad.
The tone of your voice, right?
Yeah.
But then you just cussing them out.
You can't take out personal shit with a dog. Like when you're like fucking, you know, if they got in the trash last night and the next night you're like, remember when you got in that trash? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Stop being a jerk, man. Chill, you were very cool at first. I feel like one of the people that try to bring an animal out on the news and try to act like you know all about the animal. I think they reach in the box. This is an alligator. They're like, oh, shit. Oh, he's trying to convince you how cool the alligator is. They're very gentle.
Oh, they're so nice. They're afraid of you more than you are them.
All right. That shit get the whipping.
Yeah, that's something I won't be doing at my kids' parties is bringing the fucking gigantic python there. I don't think I'm doing that, dude. How do you trust that fucking thing?
Well, only person gonna get killed is the handler. The kids ain't going.
Yo, yeah, right, bro. They fucking bring that thing out. They're like, come on, kids, pat him on the head. Cause swallow you whole.
Don't get constricted.
But they don't work like that. Plus, you can have a knife in your pocket. Ain't no. I'll be more. Honestly, I'm more afraid of a dog around my kid than a fucking snake.
Oh, for sure.
I'll stab that snake to fucking death before you even. You know, snakes don't get down that quick. They gotta squeeze you up and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Depends on a snake, really. I mean, dude, you get bitten by a fucking banana python. And you're 3. It's one thing if I get bitten. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, the bite is gonna hurt, but I'm talking about killed, like the squeeze. I mean, you might get bit.
I don't know, man. Those things are like fucking dragons, dude. And again, they'd have no emotion.
At all.
No
they
emotion.
Don't like you.
How do you
They don't love
train them? How do you train something like that to be docile? What reason does it have to be docile? It doesn't love
fed.
you.
That's the only way. It's just already fed, so it's chilling. And it doesn't feel that you're dangerous to them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Look, at the end of the day, the only reason people get reptiles like snakes and shit, in my opinion, it is for ugly people. Is that what
No, I said for
but that also
it does tend to happen go that
Fair.
way. But I think it's just for that whole freak. Oh, you got a snake? Oh,
Yeah, it's
that
like
whole
I'm
thing.
different.
I'm different. Yeah, I got a fucking lizard on my shoulder.
But also there's
I'm
the
different. I breed crickets in my basement so I can feed them to my lizard.
fucking weird, bro. And like, okay, yeah, you drop a fucking live mouse in there. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not trying to watch that shit.
Yeah, I mean, why not? But
Yeah, but doing it
every day, right?
Yeah, like
How often do I need this shit?
yeah.
You know?
How many mice am I going through?
All right. Shit, let them loose in the Baltimore alleys. We should have more snakes.
We should have more snakes, dude.
But we don't have climate for snakes to be chilling like that. We should just let them out in the winter. And that way they'll be dead. They'll be dead in the winter. We don't have to have snakes all the time.
Yeah, you just unleash a bunch of fucking snakes.
Because I heard they got like a python problem in Florida. So if we bring their pythons up,
Take some of there.
Take
Just
some
bring
of
them
them.
let
up
them loose in the
here.
Baltimore alleys. And
What's the problem with are they hurting people or are they just too many of them? We don't like them.
No, they're not indigenous.
They're tripping over them down there.
God damn it. Fucking pythons. But yeah, from my understanding, not indigenous. So, some people had some pythons and they got loose, and that was pythons running around the woods. And they eating up shit they're not supposed to eat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fucking up the other snakes. The other snakes can't get their food.
Yeah, and that's usually how all invasive species happen. There's definitely one guy
They're
that's
not
like,
supposed
yo,
to be here.
No, it's
too many
crazy.
damn rats here. Get some pythons.
In certain states, so you remember when it was like early 2000s, like snakehead fish were a big thing.
Right,
It was like
right.
invasive fish from like Asia, and they basically like
they're supposed to be eating up all the food from the
yeah,
other fish.
well,
And
because they
eating them.
could like they had gills, but they could also they had feet that they could walk from like one lake, like empty out one lake and then cross a fucking bridge to another one and then start
First of all,
feasting again.
Right, and I heard they don't taste good either, and they got a bunch of bones, so
Yeah.
nobody don't even want to eat them.
But
Why
now
would they taste good?
in
dude?
certain places now they're like native wildlife just because they've been there for so long now.
Oh wow, that's just what you got.
Yeah.
Snakefish.
Nah, fuck that.
That's kind of
dude.
what boars are too. Boars
Boars.
got brought over here by like a rich hunter, like early on in America. He was just
really?
like, "Let me fucking hunt boars
And
in
just let some
Texas."
loose.
And then like a gate got opened. And now there's just wild boars around.
What you need to do is what they did with the snake. Didn't they have like a bounty for snakeheads though when they were out? Because I remember that being a big thing. Everybody was always talking about snakeheads in the early 2000s.
No other fish in the whole bay.
Yeah.
They made like a horror movie about it.
Really?
Yeah, a sci-fi original. It was like the snakehead killer or some shit. Just a giant snakehead fish was the monster.
Them things really do walk on land, though. That's fucked up.
That's gross. Why
Yeah.
would fish do that?
I heard it's like I heard it tastes like eel.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
nobody wants that, and it's a bunch of them. They're just everywhere. We just got to get into it. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
got
other fish
legs
left.
too.
An
Snakehead
eel
legs.
with legs, dude.
What kind of pit bull energy are you giving me, homie?
Oh, that's dog's
He's having
favorite game right
fun.
there.
He's like,
Come on,
finally,
man. He gonna give me Michael Vick.
you're finally playing with.
Can you fight dogs if they're little?
I think
I
that's
think when
fair.
they're little, it's cute.
That's like dog wrestling.
Right. Like little, like very little dogs. They can't hurt each other. You know.
I think that you should be allowed to fight certain animals.
You're not supposed to fight any animals.
I know, but I've been an advocate of bug fights, and I think that
And that's
Bug fights
gangster as
are
fuck.
sick.
They
Huh?
are sick. Yeah, and they fucking bugs, man. Come on.
like
Even
that's
if it is
fine.
a praying mantis, it's still a bug. Dude.
Even
Yeah,
maybe
if this happened in nature, they'd do the same shit. It
Yeah.
just so happened I put him in this box.
Right. They meet up in a box and get it on.
what do you think about cockfighting?
Chickens. First of all, I think it's not. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look exciting.
Yeah.
It look like a bunch of feathers flapping around. You can't really tell what's happening.
Well, the
Morally, nigga, you know how many chickens we fucking eat?
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you serious?
But it's kind of like the dog fighting, but I feel like chicken fighting is worse because like
Dogfighting definitely
they'll
sucks. I was just talking
fucking
shit.
they'll put like razor blades on the chickens and shit. They'll like
Yeah,
make
to
them like
make they can-
fucking like
yeah.
battle bots.
But
Like,
they're
they'll put
already
shit on 'em.
vicious.
Yeah,
They're already vicious animals towards one another, and then they just give them weapons too. They're
Yeah, it's
gladiators.
insane.
Yeah, it's probably kind of terrible, but fucking so is eating chickens,
Well, that's a human. Are you
They're
still vegan,
good.
by the way?
nigga. No, absolutely not, nigga. I was eating so many Oreos. I was like, it was terrible. It was real good when I was eating the actual vegetables, but
Yeah.
it was so hard to stay full.
I'm glad you're back on the dark side, dude.
Yeah, and I'm gonna lose
I was
weight and all
blown that
just
we
started-
lost one.
I just started fucking. I still eat a lot of veggies, but I just started working out and fucking intermittent fasting. I have been fasting. That's good. I like that too. It makes me feel sharper and more energy. I don't get sleepy in the middle of the day.
I mean, that is the way that like there is credence to that. I think like how did humans eat like
Yeah, when was lunch invented?
yeah, like
Yeah.
we didn't have a fridge. in-
Yeah. Imagine if it was a more savage Earth.
Yeah, like you just eat
How the
a
fuck you
big
getting lunch?
meal once a day or something like
If
that.
you could.
If you could. You know?
If you could. Maybe some days you can't. That's why it takes so long to starve to death. We'll be fine.
And they do say that actually, which I think does make sense, but they say that that the that you're actually more focused when you get to a certain level of hungriness.
Facts.
Because it's an evolutionary thing, which is like, okay, well,
You
I'm
gotta make
hungry
something
as shit.
happen.
I gotta make something happen. So like, there actually is credence to like, you don't want to be fucking stuffed because when you're stuffed, your body goes into like chill mode. Like when I eat too much, that's when you get the itis. You're like, your body has so many
Absolutely.
calories. It's like, what the fuck? I gotta do something for.
Yeah, I've definitely.
Why I gotta do
noticed.
something?
I'm
I just
definitely-
ate 4,000 calories, bro. I'm
Right.
not doing anything.
You need to rest. Plus, it takes a lot of energy to digest those calories.
Yeah.
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 So you
Well,
want
eating was the end goal back then. It was
Right.
like go out hunting all day.
You made it,
Bring
you ate.
shit home. Eat it. All right. Time to sleep and do it again
do
the
it
next
again.
day.
That's how. Right.
I think that's still kind of like baked into our fucking bodies.
But when food is plentiful, I don't know. And like I said, I just feel better. I feel sharper. Been back in the gym and stuff. It feels good. And like I said, the vegan thing, it started good, but God, that's such a hard life to live every fucking day.
Yeah.
Looking for vegetables. Then you just break down and you just be like,
They
this
go
cake-
bad
this cake
so
don't have
quick
no bones in
too. Yeah.
it. So then you eating worse shit, but it's just not. It's all these French fries are.
Yeah.
They're vegan,
French
aren't
fries
they?
are good. I can get chips.
Come on, man. I was just getting worse, and I was like, I'll just leave this shit alone. But I still believe it's the way to go. If you can do it, I do. I think it's really good for your body and shit. It's just the world ain't set up like that, man. What the fuck?
You watch football at all?
Nah, man.
Ah, man.
Fuck
I'm not that
football.
kind of. Oh man, I think my mic didn't go out. Yeah, I'm not that kind of dude. I always disappoint people.
It's all good. I think that it's worth the viewers knowing that Justin Tucker on the Ravens hit the world record longest field goal.
Oh, for real? He's always doing some shit like that. I know that. Didn't he have it before or something?
Nah, some dude. Okay, so back in the 70s, some dude with a club foot, like he literally had a custom made. He had like a half a foot, like it stopped before the toes,
Jeez.
and then he had like a custom made cleat that had like a flat end on it.
That's not fair.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Kind of cheating.
That's like that motherfucker with the super legs that was the fucking sprinter and won and
Yeah.
shit. Like, come on, man. You got bionic legs. The fuck out of here.
That is weird. Yeah, Oscar Pistorius, he did run in the regular Olympics, and it's like it's hard to, that
you can't shit on him because he's missing his legs. But at the same time, you got new, better, faster, springy
Yeah,
fucking
you got
legs.
like hydraulics.
Yeah, you don't have calf fatigue. Like when you're running a 400 meter, you're running a lap around the track sprinting, like your muscles in your calves are moving your foot. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like a human being with a calf muscle, that shit's going to get fatigued naturally. You're not going to have the same spring in your step around the second turn that you had in the
Exactly.
first turn.
And he's probably arguing, you know what the fuck my knees feel like? Who
Yeah.
can fuck your knees, man?
And it's tough. It's tough to make that argument because it's like, yo, you're really going to tell a guy with missing the bottom of two legs that he has an advantage? And it's like they got in that same debate. There was a guy, I forgot his name at this point, but there was a wrestler for Arizona State University who only had one leg. And so like he had like one regular leg and then like one that just like stops before the knee. And he won the national championship at 125 pounds.
They couldn't grab him.
And but the thing is he
Slippy
was
was a
he
snake.
was a big sized dude.
Right. And he was a snake.
But like think about how much your fucking leg weighs. Like how much you think a leg weighs? How much do you think if I cut off one leg, how much less do you think you would
50
weigh?
pounds or something.
50
like
pounds.
Something crazy.
So you have a guy that has the body of like a 180, 90 pound dude. He was a big dude, but he was missing a leg.
God.
He was missing a leg, so he was able to wrestle at 125 because that's 60 free pounds. 60 free pounds. You can bench press all day, bro.
Right, and it's wrestling, so we on the ground anyway. I ain't
Yeah.
walking away.
So like people were saying
Jesus.
like, oh, he had like an unfair advantage because he was able to
Definitely.
be so much bigger.
Can I see the light, please?
Yeah,
The
for sure.
cheat code.
But like, how are you gonna tell? It's just tough. Is it you can't?
I don't know, man. Bionic legs are cheating. I don't care how you put it. They made them. They were designed to run. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, my legs were not designed to
No,
run.
fuck no.
Like, I
You
know
gotta work
somewhere
with what
down
you
the
got.
evolutionary
You gotta
chain.
you gotta fucking do your best.
Like what pisses me off is that this is the best nature could do is this, and like I'm slow, bro. Like I am slow, like too slow. I always like I feel like there's too much weight. I'm like when I run, I just feel like I'm fucking like.
Yeah.
You ever play sports?
Yeah, I mean the only sport that I ever had any success with on any level was wrestling.
Oh, okay. And there's no running in that.
I mean, yeah, there's no running in that.
Like, did you have to think about it? Like, right.
I'm fucking running away from dudes on the mat. No! Man, this guy is slow. He's the slowest coward I've ever seen.
What happened? Yeah, what happened in that situation if you just run the whole until like how long is a round in wrestling? Can you just get away from this nigga the whole time?
They'll call you for stalling and eventually they'll fucking get you out. But I mean, you
Oh, you
could do
can't
some.
stall?
You can't stall.
That's not part of it.
You got to try to fucking wrestle.
Wrestling back.
Like I'm undefeated. It's like, yeah, dude, because you run away
every time.
from every dude. Never been pinned, bro.
It's always been
It's
a
really
tie.
fast and just juking him and shit. You playing the wrong sport, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I tried. I played football for 6 years, like through rec. Actually, probably longer than that. Yeah, about 6 years. Yeah, from one time I was 8 to 14, I played 1 year of JV football at high school, and like I just never, it never clicked. You know what I mean? It never
Right.
clicked.
I fucking played only jail sports and shit.
What's that? Basketball, bench press, fucking.
Yeah, in jail, and I never played it as a kid. I was already like a grown teenager when I started playing basketball and football. And stuff.
See, I don't know.
We used to play basketball like just pickup games.
I
But
love
we were
basketball.
never
I
that
just
good.
wish I played it when I was a kid, but I just didn't. I don't know. I was.
It's fun, but then like you get into this situation where like at a certain time of the day, like adults will get off work and they go like hardcore. And then they'll like come into the game and just like take it over and just fucking aggressive against like teenagers, like knocking them around and shit.
But
Right,
what
right.
you're forgetting is we could now be those adults.
Right.
I don't want to be that adult.
And the kids that really had skills would play with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, they'd keep up.
I just wish that wrestling was as popular of like a pickup sport as basketball. Like I wish I could just roll up to the wrestling court. Just fucking like, cause that's the only place I'd have any clout, you know? Like basketball is a sport that you should be good at to a certain level. Like you shouldn't be like granny shooting and stuff like that, which I don't do. I feel like I have a good form when I shoot, you know, but I think I'm left-handed at basketball, but like I've never been good enough to really pick a hand. It's like, you have to be a certain level of good.
I don't get to shoot that many baskets.
Yeah.
First, what is it? Fuck it.
But like, I mean, I feel like, yeah, basketball in jail, I'd probably get, I don't know how I'd fare in jail, honestly. I think that me not being good at basketball would not bode well for me, because I feel like that's the way you make friends. I've almost gotten fights playing basketball at courts because of how bad I am. Like, people get mad at me.
Yeah. I suck like that too sometimes, especially if it's full court. Full court, I get very confused.
Yeah.
I don't know these motherfuckers.
Yeah, and it's like people be like, "Yo, fuck you," and it's like, "Damn, I just suck." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't suck to piss you off.
Right. I just suck.
I'm not doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
But then this is the thing: don't hit something, and they'll feel like you've been holding back and you was fucking up.
Oh, you're like I was hustling them or something.
Yeah. If you hit something like that, it's like, why you didn't do
Just something like even pool. Like even if I could be like good at pool, that'd be good. Like something competitive. You know what I mean? Like
really,
just something.
walk up to the wrestling court. They can just go up there and
like
start wrestling people. Show what you can do, man. Just hey, y'all wrestling? Just I got next.
You gotta do like
I got next.
You gotta build the wrestling court, and then they'll come.
And they'll come, right? Just make a little wrestling court and just put your wrestling shit on and stand outside.
Yeah. Stand outside in a singlet.
Just call people out and shit.
Just like put a couple
We're
wrestling
looking at
mats
brother.
in like the middle of the circle. Just like fit it up with wrestling mats.
Right, exactly. Eventually, somebody went, I'm going to take this motherfucker on. There you go. You got your first one.
That would be funny, dude.
Yeah, nobody does. Yeah, you're right. People don't play all sports just randomly, see who's up there doing it.
You know, while Abe Lincoln was a president, I think he was like a reigning champion in his state for wrestling. That was his favorite sport.
Don't believe you, yo.
I'm serious, bro.
That's when wrestling was more popular, I guess.
Well, okay, so like our teacher, our wrestling coach, who was also a teacher at our school, Mr. Brocky, had a poster in his classroom of all the wrestling presidents, like all the presidents that wrestled.
For real? There's a few of them?
Yeah, there's a couple. Andrew Jackson. You know Andrew Jackson was wrestling, dude.
Okay.
You don't pull the Trail of Tears without
wrestling.
Fucking wrestling. I mean, that's Abe Lincoln.
I had no idea. Abe Lincoln?
Abe Lincoln could throw down, dude.
Yeah, wrestle.
Yeah, and people were challenging him. He wrestled a challenger while he was president.
Slammed the motherfucker.
Can you imagine if Joe Biden took on a fucking wrestling challenge right now, dude?
Joe Biden would break every bone in his body.
Yeah, the person who challenged him break every bone in that guy's body.
No, fuck no. Joe Biden is in terrible condition. terrible condition. We need to protect that man. For real. We rattling his bones up. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Nobody should be wrestling Joe Biden. But,
no,
no. It's just crazy to think the culture back in the day. Like, you call out the president, he'd be like, all right, see me on the mat then.
I mean, Obama was playing basketball, motherfuckers. He was shooting around.
That's a little different, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a physical,
Nobody was throwing Obama in a headlock.
No, fuck no. But they was calling him out and shit.
He was like a fit president, though.
Yeah. They was probably talking shit. It's no way I would play basketball with Obama and not talk shit to him.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you got to talk shit.
Because, he ain't going to take it serious.
You think he'd be talking shit?
Of course. You kidding me?
Take that, bitch.
Now the D up.
Brick.
Oh, fucking yeah. I'm talking mad shit to Obama, nigga. President ass nigga. Come in. I mean,
do you think that Obama is the best, probably at basketball, that president we've had? Or do you think there's like a sleeper cell president?
If you asked this question 2 minutes ago, I would have said Abraham Lincoln, nigga. But
apparently he was into wrestling.
Right? What do I know?
Well, I think
he is tall though.
Right? He just play ball.
Yeah, Abe was around before basketball was invented.
Oh,
so that's a major disadvantage.
He probably would have been. Yeah. It wasn't no way to play basketball in that America. That was old America.
Old America. No courts.
No, it was
A lot of
no courts.
They were playing
no
tennis on
fucking way.
lawns and shit. Playing tennis on grass.
They didn't understand court, the whole idea of a court yet.
I don't understand that with tennis. Do they still play on? It's like when I think of
Why
tennis,
would you do that on
why are you
grass?
playing on grass?
You trying to fuck yourself up? It seems like you slide and like you gonna twist
Yeah.
something. What is that about? I don't know.
Even
I
tennis
think
would
it's
be
just like tradition, I
Yo,
guess.
tennis is badass.
it is good.
That motherfucker is a game, man. I don't really play it or nothing like that, but just where you looking at what's even playing ping pong, I'm just imagining what it would take to work the whole fucking thing. Like that's crazy. That's got to be.
Ping pong is more on the nerd spectrum, I'd say, but tennis is definitely. I mean, ping pong is like when I see somebody who's good at ping pong, I look at that the same way as somebody who's like can
Good
solve a
at
Rubik's
yo-yoing
cube really
or-
quick or like yo-yo or something like
but
that.
what I'm saying is, I'm talking about the idea of like people that are really good at ping pong. You know, you stand back, you cover some space, and you move. But just tennis is the same thing, but much larger.
Yeah.
And just the idea of the athleticism it takes to do that shit, I think that's fucking amazing, man.
I got real into the Wimbledon this year, just
Really?
like watching. Well, there's a guy from Greece, something Tsitsipas, but he didn't participate. But when I found out that he was like number 2 in the world, I was like, I got to rep for Greece. You know, I got
Okay.
I got to like him at least on some level. But he didn't participate. But the whole finals, they were saying he's really lucky. Tsitsipas isn't here. I was like, yeah, he is fucking lucky.
Wow.
Tsitsipas isn't there, dude. I never even seen him play. I just knew that like he's my
That's
boy.
crazy. What
You
it
know?
takes to contort your body like that, it just right at the exact right spot.
There's certain like swag sports, like soccer and tennis are swag sports. Like
Yeah.
those guys, like they have cool haircuts.
Yeah, because you can see them.
Football, you know,
You don't know what's going on under that helmet. You gotta look at
Yes.
the picture they show you. If you're
Yeah.
actually there, you know.
you gotta look at the pregame.
Yeah,
Like,
basketball definitely one.
Jimmy
of them. You get
Selesky, Illinois. This guy's got no swag.
Right. Absolutely. Maybe if you a scorer, if you you hit a touchdown, you like to dance, you may show something off. But basketball, that's all swag. That's
For
But
sure.
I feel like they don't take advantage of it enough. And also,
you don't think so? Everyone has fucking their own shoes.
no cool
Right.
haircuts though. Where's the haircuts at?
I mean,
They have okay haircuts. I mean, what?
It's
Think about
basketball.
baseball,
They do a
dude.
little bit.
Baseball's the worst.
baseball is boring, but they rock gold chains in baseball.
They love gold chains in baseball.
They keep a chain. That and track. Everybody got a gold chain. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know how
that's
it doesn't
about.
weigh you down. Sometimes I see them chains. I'm like, how you?
I don't. It's you just got.
You're competing for an extra 100th of a second. Like lose a chain.
No man, you gotta
Christ.
shine. You gotta shine on them. You gotta shine on them. Any sport where you can see yourself.
I think they should go back to the shorter shorts in basketball. I don't like the whole.
The long shorts.
I
They're
don't
not
like
that
it.
short, right? Anymore, are they? I mean, they're not that long anymore. They're not
In the
Jordan-
2000s,
They're
it
not
was crazy.
Jordan long.
In the 2000s, it was
Yeah,
like
they're not Iverson long and all that.
it was
type
too
of shit.
long, you
Yeah.
know. But I kind of like the vibe of like the
The
short.
70 shorts.
I like the 70 short because that's ideal performance. Like you're trying to construct a uniform for ideal performance, you got to have them fucking.
I don't think so, because then they riding up on you and shit. You got to do this shit every now and then. and-
Everyone's just gonna have like bulges on TV.
yeah. I think that's
people want,
a
dude.
bit too much. Maybe.
It's too much, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't be allowed to comment on basketball. I shouldn't.
Damn. So how was pandemic for you?
I was on house arrest.
He had his own mini pandemic.
Yeah.
You're already
Nobody
on
even
a
knew.
The
quarantine.
fuck
yeah.
is COVID?
I was fighting the case, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was fighting the case. It's over now, but yeah.
All right. Well, shit.
The whole time, like literally, pretty much from the beginning, like whatever. It's like the whole year was gone.
So, what are the rules on house arrest? Like, what are you allowed to do? What aren't you allowed to do?
Well, I was court mandated, so they let me do my show. I wasn't with the court. I was with a private company, so it was basically my bail. But they just kept it on me, so I could go to my shows and stuff. I just had to report and let them know where I was going to be and when I'm in and outs and shit like that. But it wasn't a ton of shows. It was fucking 2020, so I barely got out.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
probably
there's
pissed.
like nothing going on.
Yeah. So
It's like how you put the guy on house arrest when everybody's on house arrest.
right. Yeah, nobody even.
So
knew.
you're telling me
Yeah,
I
that's like impeccable time.
Yeah, if it had to happen, yeah. People only know because I brought it up. I went to Motor House a couple times, and but even then it was dead. That's when they were doing just virtual, and I was just hanging out.
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
I think it's
You
crazy.
could
that
have
they
just been on a Zoom.
Yeah, for real.
They
So
still
I just
make
wanted to
you-
get out.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck it, I'm going to a show.
So they give you that ankle bracelet, right?
Right.
And you have to wear that at all times. You never take it off.
Yeah,
can't take it
I
off?
can't. No, fuck no. You got to shower with it and all that. Yeah.
Damn. Do you have to
Yeah,
like
I had it on
charge
for
it?
10 months. Yeah, you got to charge it. Yeah, fuck yeah if you don't charge
So you just
it.
gotta like sit next to a fucking thing and
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, I don't want to put them out there like that. But I think the company I was with was bullshit. I don't think they were sweating me because I was living. After a while, I was on it for 10 months. After a while, I was just doing all kind of shit. This is how I knew it was bullshit. One time I went to the office, you got to pay and check in like once a week, right? But because of the pandemic, we weren't even coming in that much. So I came in there this one particular time, and he was on the phone with somebody. He was pissed. And he was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, this is a fucking GPS place. What do you mean, where are you?
yeah. You know where I'm at.
you should." And I was like, "These motherfuckers ain't on this." It was an old dude. He's got his own little company.
Oh, it's a private company?
He makes
Yes.
his own bracelets.
Yeah. Basically,
Etsy.
it's
It's
no
just like an
computers in his
LED.
office. It's no good. So you got hundreds of people on this shit, and you don't have no hot computer right now tracking every fucking body.
Yeah, you don't have a big screen with dots all over
Nothing
a map.
like that.
Like-
Nothing like that. Shabby little office with a bunch of paperwork and almost no computers.
Jeez.
One very old looking computer. And I was like, this is a sham. He's not watching me. So I just, I would still report into him and all that, but it wasn't. But the court wouldn't give it to me. They actually denied me bail, but my lawyer, he was savvy or whatever. He knew the judge, and he was like, "Well, I already got him pre-approved for an outside company. They're willing to take him," and the judge allowed me to do that.
Hell yeah.
Jeez, I can't believe they outsourced that.
Yeah, they do.
Because
It's
that's
so
something
bullshit.
that like that's a good
Did
business.
it help
I
because
feel
it was COVID?
Yeah. He was getting money. He was telling me he retired. He was an older dude. He retired from something else. He was maybe like 60 years old or some shit like that. He had a heart attack before, and he said the business was actually bigger than he couldn't get good help in there to
Yeah.
take care of it. He's an older dude.
He's
He
taking. I
didn't
was like,
wanna-
dude, I have no idea where
Yeah.
anybody is.
yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. He just want to go home.
I don't know the first thing about what I'm doing.
Basically, he just give us papers every time and keep a bunch of paperwork and all that. But when because we got to talking, and he invited me back into his office, and I saw it was nothing that looked like it could track the amount of people. Like every time I came in, it was like a crop of 10, 20 new people.
Just a bunch of like filing cabinets. It's like
Filing
that's
cabinet
not-
papers,
Yeah.
shit like it was from the 80s. It didn't even look like a modern office back there. I said, this motherfucker ain't watching us. And when he had to do where he was, I was like, how are you asking him where he is? You should know exactly. I'm just supposed to be able to send police to me and shit. Yeah.
That's fucking unreal, dude.
Yeah, but it's cool. I paid him his money or whatever. But honestly, I think it's more that they can see you later. I think they go back and look at the information. It's really had I went out and committed another crime or some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
they'd,
Where was he
have
at
you
this time?
pinpointed or whatever.
Yeah, because I think it's like an outsourced sort of thing that you can pull up this information, but I don't think
That makes more sense if they like have you like check in every week. They can just like download whatever just happened.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the last whatever.
Yeah, has he been? And it's mostly it probably wouldn't have made any difference unless I got in some trouble. Then it would be no way I can lie or whatever. Like, we see you were right here. So I don't think he was the person actually doing it. I think it's another company, and he just has the bracelets, and he probably just checks into the website and sees where everybody is.
Damn, that guy's living large, I bet.
Yeah, it's definitely. He offered my daughter a job at $20 an hour.
Damn.
Yeah, definitely. He's like, he can't get people in there that can keep up with it. He said there's too many people, and he doesn't really want to do it. Yeah, for real. He told me this when just me and him were in
I
the
don't
office.
care
He's
where
like,
these people are.
Right.
I
He
don't
said
want to
had
do
two-
this.
He said I had 2 heart attacks. I retired from something else. And I just want to go home. My wife is home. He said he lives in Westminster, and he wants to come to one of my shows in Frederick and shit. He's like, I go to Frederick a lot. So he's a pretty chill dude though. I hope he's still alive. Last I spoke to him, he said he felt like he was about to have another heart attack. He said, for real, I know it sounds crazy, but he said every time he said he had 2 before. He said, but he's felt this weird pain in his elbows the last 2 times, and he said his elbows were hurting the last time I saw him.
I don't know. I think about like, my dad smoked like 3 packs a day when he was my age, and then you factor in like how many.
Is he alive?
Oh yeah, he's alive. Yeah, he's fine. He quit smoking when I was born, which is kind of crazy. I just like walked in one day when I was like 5 at kindergarten. And I was like, I heard smoking is bad for you. He was like, oh, you want me to quit? I'll fucking quit. And I was like, yeah, I guess. He's like, he just did, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You just like, But you think about like how like my grandmother smoked that much too before she got like emphysema and lung cancer. It's like how much, I think we have a generational study for how much like smoking as much as they did back then affects your lungs. Because people were smoking constantly back then.
Yes.
Like everywhere, hospitals, planes.
Everybody smoked.
In,
Everybody
like,
smoked.
closed rooms.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
everybody rolls their eyes at me when I smoke now, but I remember the whole fucking world smoked.
it's like, yeah, of course.
Everybody smoked there.
Yeah.
If you were an adult, you smoked.
It's weird. I think we might have been the last generation to experience like going to a restaurant and them asking if you wanted a smoking or non-smoking.
Yeah, I
section.
remember that. Yeah, I remember that. You remember that, Glacier? You old enough to remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a cloud over there. Like,
Yeah. What's going on? That looks fun. Like, ooh, magic's over there.
That's definitely the more fun side of the restaurant, dude.
oh,
Like-
yeah, it's always live. Yeah,
It's live over there,
But when you
dude.
think about that's kind of insane to force everybody to be in there when it's a fucking cloud. So all the non-smokers are like, this is bullshit. But they weren't the majority. It seemed like everybody smoked back in the day.
I love that they still have the cigarette lights on planes. Like it's ever gonna come on.
Right,
Like
right,
like
yeah,
that's ever gonna go off.
That means
it's
that
always
motherfucker's
on.
going down.
The thing's been on for 25 years.
Right.
Like you imagine you go on a plane just one time it goes off. You're like, oh shit.
I mean, this bitch is about to crash.
Finally.
If they,
This is about to get live.
When they're sure the plane is going to crash, do they turn that off?
You got to let people. I think that if the plane is going
Everyone
down,
go in the bathroom and smoke.
you can smoke. I think you should be allowed to smoke a cig if you're definitely gonna
Definitely.
crash.
That's the first. If you see it, nothing's going to happen. Just
As soon as
some
you're like,
flick the
guys,
switch.
I always wonder like if the plane's gonna
smoke
crash.
if you got him.
Do they ever tell you? Do they announce it over the thing, or do they just try to keep you calm the whole time and never quite tell you that it's going to crash?
And hope that it crashes in a way that maybe we live.
Because it can't do you any.
happened.
It can't do you any good to tell people that it's going to crash. Like that solves nothing. There's nothing you can do regardless, unless they.
You can smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
fucking-
I think that's probably the reason those like masks drop down and shit. You know how like when you get on an airplane, they're like, all right, in a case of emergency, these are gonna drop down. Put them on yourself first, then your kid. Whatever. But like, I think they like condition you to like have a task to do to focus on to not like freak out, and then also like it kind of gives you like, all right, they know we're gonna be okay. They're giving me this because we're gonna be okay. And
Yeah.
then, like you try, and then it makes you not freak out really. Even though you're freaking out,
I
but you're not
definitely
like getting out of your seat
Who are
and
they to
fucking
decide
like
how I die? I think
opening
they
the
should tell
door and
us,
jumping
ladies and
out.
gentlemen, we're gonna die. We'll be dying in about approximately.
We're dying in 5 minutes. Who wants to go now? Who wants to
Whatever.
wait?
Yeah, whatever you got, do whatever you're feeling. This is it. You got a phone call to make or whatever. Just see everybody on the other side.
That's just wild because like even when you're doing anything, like even when you're doing like a comedy show and like the microphone's feeding back and you can't figure out like what's going wrong, sound system's not working, and you're always gonna try to want to act like it's going, like act like you got it under control.
Right.
So if you're a pilot driving, it's like you don't want to be like you want to just act like everything's cool. Like oh yeah, sometimes plane goes upside down. Sometimes it's just back, flip around. You ever seen a movie like that?
But
shit
at
happens.
some point, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I've done everything I can do.
We had like a young pilot, and that kind of scared me. You know what I mean?
What, the
Like
last
time I
flight?
took a flight, he just sounded like my age, and I was like, I don't trust you, bro. I don't trust you. You know what I mean? Like, and I know they have like three
He's
in
like,
there.
dude,
Dude,
we're about to fly. Everyone, take it easy.
it's not how I'm flying, dude. I don't know. I just feel like that's like a stressful. Like I don't know. But I think you're right. I think cigarette smoking on a plane. Do they have smoking sections on planes?
I never flew a plane back in the days like that, but I thought you could just smoke or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it ever got that far. I think it was just like
You just
it
smoke.
smoked, and then you can't
You
smoke.
could smoke. Yeah. Because some places you just smoked, man. It wasn't a big deal anywhere really, unless it said no smoking. You would just go and you would smoke. It seemed crazy now, but I was just like, I'm breathing. What's the problem?
Yeah. So granted,
I'm
all
at a
that.
diner. It's
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Wherever.
I just got my coffee. Of course, I'm smoking while I'm reading this paper.
Get over it. Go over there.
I
Fan.
think
I don't care.
I don't see why businesses shouldn't have been allowed to decide for themselves. Like that is one. I think that every bar should have been able to decide whether or not to allow smoking in there.
That seemed insane at first. when they took smoking out of bars.
Yeah.
At first, that just seemed
That's
crazy.
part of being like, I'm mad that I never got the experience of just sitting at a fucking bar
Smoking
with
a
like
cigarette.
a whiskey, smoking a cig.
Yeah.
They give you the ashtray. You're just like boom, boom, boom. Like that. My grandfather did that shit, and then he died, but he still had that experience.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? You know, and
I
I
feel like
feel
you can kind of do it now still.
where.
I mean, at an
Does Pennsylvania
outside
still let
bar.
you do it?
You can do it in Vegas still, I think. Probably.
I think the non-smoking thing went too far, dude. Like when you walk around Fells Point, they have like all these like just receptacles on the poles that are like, your butt is dirty, and it's like, all right, bro, like you don't have to insult me. Like just
Right.
say, hey, this is for your cigarettes. You don't at the same time have to like make me feel bad about what I'm doing. You know,
Right.
It's like, why you gotta call me a piece of shit? Like I'm already reading your sign because I'm planning on disposing of it in here. You know what I mean? It's like some of that shit just went too far. It's like, why can't you
yeah.
just say,
Some places you can't even smoke outside. They don't want you smoking nowhere around.
yeah,
that
that's
motherfucker.
bullshit,
Yeah.
dude. That's bullshit, dude. It is.
We don't want your money if you smoke. How about that?
But that's like why, I don't understand why bars, like people in their own homes get to decide if you're allowed to smoke in there or not. Why can't a guy who owns a bar be like, hey, you know what? You guys are smoking here. It's cool. Like, why does the government get the opportunity? Why do they have the ability to be like, you can't let people smoke?
I think
here?
you can if it's not public. That's how we get away with it. Don't stop, because it's a private party. You having a private party, sure, but if it's open to anybody can just walk in the door, government says no because you're dealing with the public.
But the public can decide if they want to go to your bar.
This is true. Absolutely.
Like
They
nobody's
can see the
forcing
smoke
you to
as soon
come
as
in
they walk
here.
in.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is a smoking bar, not for me. Or, hey, this is a smoking bar. Let me scroll in. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's because the government feels like they make the rules for everybody, but you are allowed to make the rules of your house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So a private party denotes your home, whether it's your home or not. You know, a private club or whatever. You know,
But if I own this bar, that's a private business.
yeah, but the fact that you do business means you have to interact with the public. That's why they get to give you fucking licenses and shit. It seems crazy to need licenses, but if not, people take advantage. You know.
That's true, dude. It's
Because
never
just think if they had no building licenses, the type of shit people would put together.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It sucks to have to go through all that, but without it, you know, so I feel like the government was like, you know, we can't smoke in schools and shit. We gotta put a cap on this. We gotta, you know, let's just smoke, you know, in public places where people who don't want to smell it. Let's just make it
Yeah, but
even.
school. That is a publicly, like, you go to fucking Towson High School. That's a government institution.
Right.
So the government.
teachers should be able to smoke.
They used to.
But if you go to a private
used to.
school,
How fucking
if you go to
yeah.
a private school, like Calvert Hall, if Calvert Hall said, you know what, fuck it, we're smoking.
Yeah.
That's what.
But
you're
see,
paying
and then
for.
not enough people smoke anymore anyway.
Because it got demonized by society in favor of like vaping, which I truly
It's worse.
believe is worse.
It's worse.
It's
I vaped for
fucking
a
worse.
while. My chest was hurting.
Yeah, it's
I was
not
smoking
good
for
for
years,
you,
and
bro.
my chest, like, I feel like I had bubbles in my chest. That shit was weird as fuck.
Yeah, what do they
Yeah.
call it, popcorn lung.
Whatever.
Fuck that
I felt like
shit,
I was
dude.
developing that shit. That shit was weird. I said, I'm gonna stop this.
You're like
motherfucker.
short of breath. There's like a
Yes.
fog over you. It's
It's like you got a bunch of steam and grease in your lungs. Not the cigarette.
steam
is
and
good.
grease.
That's what it was. Steam
I mean,
and
that's
grease.
like yeah,
My lungs feel like a
that's
kitchen
real.
fan right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
dude.
yeah. That's what's
It's
going
like
on.
yeah, when you like cook bacon on the stove, and
Yeah.
then like the shit next to the stove has like the slime from the bacon. It's like
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's probably in your lungs from the
Yeah.
vape shit.
Maybe it don't cause cancer. It cause some other shit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? In the long run, it probably will cause cancer too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my lungs taste like mango now or some shit.
Oh, dude, it will cause cancer. That shit will cause cancer. We just haven't had enough time to let it pan out. That's the thing. We've had the time to let cigarettes pan out.
Like Laser would say, you live long enough, cancer gonna cover it.
Yeah.
Period. Even if you're not, you know, predisposition towards it or whatever the word you would use in that position. But
Predisposition.
Predisposed.
Predisposed.
Right, there we
yes,
go.
I like that. Speaking of respiratory
here we
things,
go. Yeah, big words.
respiratory. Remember we were talking last week about like hygiene and like tweezing your nose and stuff?
Yeah.
Liv had a nose waxing kit. I totally did it, bro.
Ooh.
And let me tell you something, dude.
It's kind of life changing, isn't it?
It is monumental, dude. Like literally when I did
gotta
the
hear
one,
those.
I did the
Yeah.
one nostril, and I was like, I felt like I just did like a bump of coke. I was like, I need another hit because I'm breathing so much through this nostril. This nostril is, I can't believe I was dealing with this other nostril this whole time. It was crazy, dude. I mean, I went 29 years without fucking doing it. I took it out. It was like a nose hair lollipop. I was like, this is in
it
my
looks
face.
like a fucking
bro.
like Christmas tree.
Oh my God, dude. I wish I could do that like all the time. You know what? It didn't hurt.
It like
I had also been drinking all day.
yeah, that probably helps. And
Yeah.
if you just like it's like a band-aid. You just gotta like yank it all out at once. You can't like slowly pull it off. But yeah, no, I gotta do that again recently. My nose hair is uncontrolled right now.
She also told me that ear candles are a scam.
Really.
Ear candles.
Ear candles. Explain an ear candle. I don't fucking know what it is.
So it's like, last week we were talking about like the nose waxing thing, where it's like you heat up wax, put it on a stick, put it in your nose, yank out all the hair. It's life changing. Like
Right,
you'll
it
breathe.
sounds interesting.
I recommend it.
incredibly.
Yeah.
But I also saw a thing that was like a candle. It was like a hollowed out candle, but like you somehow lit it, and the wax traveled down the center of it into your ear, and then once the candle goes out and the wax hardens, you pull out all of your earwax with
that
it.
Probably feels insane.
Yeah. So I was saying I want to try it. But why does she say it's a scam?
She said that like most of the wax that you see when people pull it out is just the wax from the candle.
Oh, okay. I mean that makes sense. But like,
Right.
I mean,
I
there's
do
probably,
want my ears clean like that. I feel like a Q-tip always kind of pushes more down.
That's what they say.
What's at the bottom?
yeah.
But also I'm scared because you don't want that shit. What the fuck? I want a doctor or somebody to do it. You know?
Doctor, yeah. When they take that vacuum to your ear.
Oh, that sounds great. Right. Hit me with that. Right. Fuck yeah.
I think like I would say every 15 years, just like getting your oil change or something. I think go to the doctor and just get cleaned out. Just go to the
Why not
doctor.
annually? Why 15 years?
I mean, I don't need to fucking get a colonoscopy every year, dude.
I don't know about all that. Yeah. Well, at least like a some sort of detox sort of flush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Till you shit clear. Just clear shit.
Shitting fucking icicles.
That's it. Everything is clear.
I'm clean, baby.
All right, dudes. I gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
All right, dude. Sounds good. It was nice to have you back on. We haven't seen you in a while.
Absolutely, man.
I think it's been like fucking, even for the podcast, I think it's been a minute since you've been on it. So I'm
yeah,
glad to
definitely. Good to see you guys.
get you back in here and have you on.
As usual. Don't Stop Comedy coming October 30th.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, this
that's
next
like
one will be in this new
spooky.
spot in
that's
Hayward.
Halloween observed.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
damn.
You know we're gonna dress up and stuff, and give you niggas some candy and all that stuff.
Ooh.
Candy.
Pumpkin pie, cinnamon. I don't know.
Location undisclosed.
Yeah, you know how we do.
Buy a
I
ticket
got a new
first.
one. It's in Harbor East, like that kind of area. What do you call it? Canton. It's in Canton.
Canton. Hell yeah.
Canton. Harbor Super East.
Super Easter.
There you go. Dark Mark rules still on everything, or what is it?
Yeah. Still Dark Mark Rules. Mark Joyner on Facebook.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Eric, what you got coming? You got anything?
Sometime in October, me and Elizabeth and Teresa are doing a show at the Crown, and it's going to be a spooky themed variety show. So we're going to have videos, live comedy, and a little bit of improv. And once I know the date, I will say it, and that'll probably be the next episode. But
Perfect.
maybe like late October, but before Halloween.
There we go. It better be before Halloween. Dude. You can't do anything spooky after Halloween.
It's a good 5 days before Halloween.
Good.
We don't want to compete with Halloween, but we want it to be close enough to be like, all right, this is
Yeah.
a spooky show.
The week of is a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The week of is the spookiest part of October for
Exactly.
sure. Let's see. The guys this weekend, if you're listening, it is Friday, October 1st, which means tonight, stop out to Valley Inn in Brooklynville. I'll be there playing Solo Dolo from 6 to 10 this evening. And then Saturday, October 2nd, Fells Point Festival. They have some like big headliner kind of thing. It's Eli Young band. They're like a big country band, which is a pretty big get for Fells Point because they're like actually got like songs on the radio and shit. But Fells Point Fest is like a big thing. It's really cool, you know, big food carts and drinks and all that shit. And I'll actually be playing at Riptide 5 to 9 during that festival with Danimal, the legendary Danimal. That's Saturday, October 2nd from 5 to 9. And then other than that, catch me most Tuesdays at Perennial in Towson, 5 to 8:30. And every Wednesday night at the Horse You Came In On down in Fells Point. I'm there from 9:30 to last call. And other than that, at Jimmy Selesky on everything, at Sophomore MD. Follow the band. We have a new song coming out. Let's just say eventually. Date undisclosed. Undisclosed. And then, LFTS podcast across the board. Check us out on YouTube.
Yep.
Check us out on Instagram, Gmail, all the stuff. More clips coming out all the time. Everything, folks. Until next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.